Hello, it's time for Combat Patrol Carnage. So we're back with another special look, and today we're going to take a deeper dive into Premium Kit 2. So this brings us our bonus models for the Chaos and the Aeldari. Was expecting something a little bit bigger for the Aeldari, but most of their kits are highly priced anyway. So yeah, we got a Daemon Prince to add to our Chaos Space Marines and or World Eaters, if you prefer to save it for our last combat patrol. And we get the Howling Banshees, a nice close combat orientated armor unit that adds a little bit of an extra punch for close combat to the rather ranged focused Aeldari combat patrol. So we'll go through the book, the model on frame, and we'll figure out what we're going to do with them to my personal collection. Right, before we hit the table, don't forget to, of course, do all the usual. If you've been enjoying these videos, please do like them. More likes means we get noticed and the channel can grow, which will help me create more content for you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We've had quite a few in the past week alone. I've had about 5 extra subscribers, so that's been pretty good. Finally then, also don't forget to drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you're doing with your Aeldari and Chaos Premium Kit. As I said in my previous video for the unboxing of the delivery, I'm adding mine to my Emperor's Children. Well, the Daemon Prince anyway. The Aeldari will be joining my Island and Combat Patrol collection, which is going to slowly grow over the years. I want to try and get everything painted, and then I'll add an extra unit of Guardians. I'll add some more Wraiths and extra Aspect Warriors to add to the Howling Banshees, as Island does rely heavily on its Guardian Militia and Aspect Warriors, as well as the Wraith constructs, of course. So I definitely want to add some extra units of that to my collection, which will be coming up to very soon. Finally then, Combat Patrol Carnage is proudly sponsored by warbay.shop, your one-stop supply for all your hobby needs. They stock everything you need, from models to paints to dice, and to various little accessories as well. I've recently noticed they got some nice coasters, artwork, and even coins and pin badges. So yeah, check them out. There's a link, of course, in the video description, and they have their physical store if you want to check them out in person. So you never know, you might find the next hobby project at a bit of a discount. Right, let's head to the table. We'll take a look at Premium Kit 2. So here we are then with Premium Set 2 from Combat Patrol, and it's a beautiful chunky set as we add the mighty Daemon Prince to our Chaos Space Marine force and the Howling Banshees to our Aeldari. So let's take a look inside. So beautiful little display box, same as we had with the previous one. So we get our booklet, which is pretty much paint guides, nice as a premium feel, which is nice. We'll take a look at that in a sec. We've got our bases here for our Aeldari models. So 5 28mm bases and 1 25 for the icon of Moray Hague. And then we got our sprues. So first off then we'll look at the Daemon Prince. So move the box out of the way would be helpful. Daemon Prince comes on this beautiful round base, which I believe is the same as the Hellbrute. So I think it's 60 to 70mm. Nice large base for an impressive model. And we get 3 frames. So our first frame is pretty much arms and accessories. We've also got his feet, the end to the tail, some of the armor panels as well. The loincloth there, some of the extra bits that hang off of him as well. So yeah, lots of little details that sort of finish off the model. All looking pretty good. And then our main sprue here, which comes with the wings, so you can have a winged prince, or else you've got the spikes coming out for the trophy racks, which I think these are more AOS themed. Actually, no, they're just mostly humanoid skulls. Although that one looks very vampiric there. But yeah, we got loads of different icons and details. We've got a Primaris helmet there we can add. We've got different icons to go on the shoulder pad for the different gods. So a nice ornate one for Tzeentch there. We've got Khorne, Nurgle, and Slaanesh. No, that's just Chaos Undivided. Is there a Nurgle one? There should be. Yes, there it is. There we have the 3 circles of Nurgle. So yeah, pretty cool. You can add nice little extra details. And of course, we also got god-specific heads as well. You've got the Nurgle one there, which is a very Great Unclean one looking head, once you put the extra pieces on. We've got a nice cornate looking head with a bestial face. Again, sort of in pieces. He's got the horns as well to add to him, so extra detail. And the mane. We've got the basic demon heads there, so you've got 2 different choices. You've got the Slaanesh looking one there. And I'm trying to see where the Tzeentch one's gone. On the other sprue, maybe. Yes, there's the Tzeentch one, the warping sort of face, looking pretty cool, and his mouth turning into like a beak. So yeah, loads of little extras. The build guide will of course build it only as the base sort of Chaos Undivided guy. But if you want to build up as a Chaos specific one, there are links on the Warhammer Combat Patrols Facebook fan group. People have posted the different build options you can do. So if you want to build the wings and build to a specific Chaos God, there are the instructions on there for you. But yeah, all in all, looking a really impressive kit and a nice one to add to our Space Marine force. You can use this with either the Chaos Space Marines or the World Eaters Patrol, as we'll find out when we get to the magazine. Up next then, we got our Aeldari frames. So very small frames for, well, the very fine and detailed Aeldari. But yeah, we've got lots of little details. We got different heads for the champions. Bear head there, 2 different helmeted heads. We got the plumes, we got different combat weapons. So we got the little shuriken thing there, we got the giant spear, and we got the 2 combat weapons. Got the little rocks there for the champion to stand on. So really nice detailed models. And then we got the basic sort of troopers. So yeah, lots of details. We got the top knots there attached to the plumes. Bodies, legs, different weapons and pistols. And yeah, backpack detail there as well for the torsos. All the different bear heads here. So I believe it's a mixture of male and female. I think these are more for the Ynnari than for anything else. So you got 2 heads there for number 2 and 5 heads for number 1. Then we've got the helmeted heads, which is what the build and paint guide are going to be using. So yeah, and there's the statue of Morai Haig, the messenger of death. So yeah, there we go. Right then, let's take a look at the magazine. And then I can give you my final thoughts on the pricings on what this would cost you if you weren't a premium subscriber. So into our premium kit 2 we go. So the build guide for our Howling Banshees is pretty cool. So we build our Exarch here. So we're building her with the 2 power swords. We glue the 2 parts of the plume to the central stand, and then we glue the face mask in place. And there, that's how she goes together. So front and back torso, the 2 parts of the legs there. Then our basic Howling Banshees, so Banshee blades, we've got a little bit about Banshee blades there. So Banshee blades wielding, Howling Banshees wield elegant power swords, which will carve through armour with contemptuous ease. So yeah, make sure you hold the model in place for small contact points to dry before you remove your hands. Otherwise you might end up with a face planting Eldar. Yeah, work your way through the magazines, build guide, building all the different models, and you'll have yourself a nice little unit in the end. So there we have our finished Banshees. I'm thinking that model might look better with an outstretched pistol. The arms are kind of interchangeable, so you don't have to build them very specifically. But yeah, just try and make some nice dynamic poses if you want. Then moving on to our Daemon Prince instructions. So we build up the parts of the torso here. I believe he only has the one back piece, so I think the wings will attach into those slots which the trophy racks would normally attach into. So you got his tail there, his different armor panels, so his knees, so you got the different skulls that decorate his waistband. Got a little tactical rock there for, well, the rest of the tactical rock there as well. So you've got pretty impressive tactical rock. Got the neck joint there for the head to go on. We've got some cables to go into place, so make sure you put these into place and align them with the back. We got his normal arm here with which holds his sword, and his demonic blade gun sort of thing here, which has a claw hand, which we add to the next stage. So the awesome demonic sword and the claw hand there. Add the shoulder pads and the backpack detail, lining it up into position. And we got the head, so we're building the head with forward facing horns. You can build it with the more upright horns if you choose. We've got a little tongue to add. We got the Chaos Star there, which adds onto the shoulder pad, and the end to the tail. You can, if you want to, of course, add a Chaos specific icon there. And of course you do have the option of the Chaos specific heads as well. Moving into our paint guide, so first off, how to use a paint guide. So we go through the normal stages of base coat, shade, and highlights. And yeah, the Howling Banshees do look quite nice at the end of this paint guide. So our base coat stages, we need Macragge Blue, Abaddon Black, Lead Belcher, Retributor Armour, Mephiston Red, Caliban Green, Mechanica Sailor Grey, and Wraithbone. We don't yet have Caliban Green, but I reckon we'll be getting it in the next couple of issues with the Orcs. But yeah, all in all, so this is our base coat stage. We're using Wraithbone to undercoat the entire model. Now picking out all the small details, so the mask of the champion and the loincloths, as well as any little tassels, are picked out with Caliban Green. All the leather straps picked out with Abaddon Black. Retributor Armour for your clasps and gem housings. And then your gems are either blue or red. And then the plumes are picked out with red, and then the rocks details are picked out with Mechanicus Standard Grey there. Then on to our shade stage. So Null Oil is used on the Mechanicus Standard Grey and Lead Belcher areas, Agrax on the Wraithbone and Mephiston Red areas, Coelia Green shade is used on the Caliban Green details, and finally Microfresh shade on the Retributor Armour details. Then that's our models at the end of the shade stage. We need to relayer the armor. As I mentioned, it might be a good idea if you try to recess the armor. It'll save having to do too many layers of Wraithbone to relayer. But yeah, it'd be easier to recess shade if you can, and then just tidy up any overspill. And then again, that's the finished models at the end of the relayer stage. Actually, that's just a back shot of the shaded models. Then we got highlights, so White Scar, Wild Rider Red, Calgar Blue, Mechanica Standard Grey, Administratum Grey, Auric Flesh, and Stormhost Silver. So we're highlighting the weapons with Mechanica Standard Grey, then Administratum Grey, Stormhost Silver on the blades. Auric Flesh is used to highlight all of our green details. Wild Rider Red, Calgar Blue, and White Scar are used to highlight your gems. There's a little tutorial on how to highlight your gems as well, which is handy. And there's pretty much our finished Guardian Howling Banshees. They're looking really good now they're finished. The statue of Moray Hague is highlighted with a lot of greys. Looks really cool there on top of his little plinth. So yeah, just double check you got all your details and you're pretty much done. Moving to our Daemon Prince, we got a little bit more detail to do on this guy. So he's pretty much a giant-sized Chaos Space Marine. So we're going to start with a base coat of Abaddon Black. We need Wraithbone, Baraknar Burgundy, Abaddon Black, Lead Belcher, Avalanche Sunset, Screamer Pink, Mechanica Standard Grey, Mephisto Red, and Retributor Armor for picking out on our base colours. So Screamer Pink for the tongue, Wraithbone for any teeth, horns, and claws. The claws on his feet and hands are done with Abaddon Black. The demonic flesh is done with the Baraknar Burgundy there. All the trim is done with Retributor Armor. A lot of silver details to pick out as well. Oddly, they haven't picked out the details on the inside of his collar there. Rock Mechanical Standard Grey, Skulls of Wraithbone, Loincloth with Mephisto Red, as well as the weapon grip. Lead Belcher for the sword detail as well. And that's pretty much it. Any tidying up can be done with some Abaddon Black later on. And we got a tip here on how to dry brush our bony spikes. So Daemon Princes are permanently fused to their power armor, which often sprout strange organic growths. You can show this in your model by dry brushing the spikes of wraith bones. Will create a smooth blend representing the metal of the power armor, slowly transforming into demonic bone. So a nice little advanced technique there for us to learn. Onto the shade stage. So you can shade over a dry brush to tie everything in. So Wraithbone areas are shaded with Agrax Earthshade. Baraknar Burgundy Mechanical Standard Grey. Lead Belcher and Mephisto Red are shaded with non-oil. Avalanche Sunset and Retributor Armor, which actually... Avalanche Sunset, yes it was mentioned, I didn't see that. But Avalanche Sunset is used for the eyes, and that's shaded with Rhymeclan Flesh Shade, as well as the Retributor Armor. And Screamer Pink for the tongue is shaded with Carrotberg Crimson there. And yeah, he's looking a little better than he was. He's still looking rather flat, but we move over to the next page. We start adding a lot of details. So highlighting, we use Mechanical Standard Grey, Calgar Blue, Screamer Pink, Pink Horror, Stormhost Silver, Uriel Yellow, Wild Rider Red, Administratum Grey, and Pallid Witch Flesh to finish off our model. So Screamer Pink and Pink Horror is used to highlight all of the demonic flesh and the tongue there for Pink Horror. We pick out Uriel Yellow and a little bit of Abaddon Black for the eyes there. Pick out Stormhost Silver for all the silver and gold details. Calgar Blue is used to highlight all of that black armor. So that's going to take a lot of work to do to edge highlight. Just take your time though, especially all the flat panels there. That could take you a while. But yeah, take your time, persevere, you'll get it done. And Mechanical Standard Grey is used to highlight some of the softer seals and the base detail there. Then we got a tutorial on how to paint the glowing runes. So we've got one on his gauntlet and of course the sword. So we start with a Mephisto Red base coat. Then we put Uriel Yellow into the center and then Wild Rider Red to highlight the outer edges. And that gives us a rather nice glowing effect, which looks really cool. And we use the same colors to do a nice lava effect on his base. Highlight each of your skulls with Pallid Witch Flesh. So we've got some nice alien-esque skulls here, which is pretty cool. Mostly human there, though. So yeah, just take your time. There's a lot of details. And for basing, we are painting our bases pretty much the same we paint all of our other bases. So Astro Granite, non-oil, and then a dry brush of Administratum Grey. A nice shot of an Aeldari Autarch, a Warlock, and some Aspect Warriors and Guardian Defenders there. And then we're on to our background sections and data sheets. So we've got our Infernal Cannon, Power Pack, and Hellforged Weapon for our Daemon Prince there. Over the page we've got our rules. So we can either have them as a Heretic Astartes one. So we can choose to add a Chaos Mark to him if you wanted to. We get faction Dark Pacts, we get Dark Blessing, so friendly Heretic Astartes infantry within 6 of this model. Each time a ranged attack is allocated to that model in that unit, that model has the benefit of cover. So it gives a nice bit of a sort of shroud cover for for your allies nearby. He's Ascended Demon, so each time this model shoots or fights, after resolving his attacks, you can reroll 1 hit roll and you can reroll 1 wound roll. So pretty cool. He's an elite guy. So he has the Infernal Cannon and Hellforged weapons. So the Infernal Cannon is 24 inches, 3 attacks, hits on a 2, strength 5, -1 and 2 damage. And we got a sweep or strike with the sword. So the strike is 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 8, -2, 3 damage. And a sweep is 14 attacks, hits on 2, 6, strength, 0 AP and 1 damage. And if you want to dedicate yourself to one of the gods, you can either choose Khorne, Tzeentch, Nurgle or Slaanesh. When you add this to the army, this model will gain the associated keyword and the stat increase below. So Khorne will add 2 to your strength for your Hellforged weapons, so making it strength 10 and strength 8. Tzeentch will add 3 to your attacks of your cannon. Nurgle will add 1 to your toughness, and Slaanesh will add 2 inches to your movement. You've already got a pretty good move of 8 anyway. You've got toughness of 10, 2 plus armor, 4 plus invulnerable, 10 wounds, leadership of 6, and objective control of 3. Then into the Khorne version, so pretty much a similar sort of thing. We do have some different rules though. He has Blessings of Khorne for his faction ability. Infernal Fortitude, so friendly World Eaters infantry within 6 of this model have a 4+ invulnerable save, so it gives them a nice bit of endurability. Then he has Devastating Assault, so each time this model makes a charge move until the end of turn, the Hellforged weapon has Devastating Wounds, so that's nice. So he's a World Eater, Daemon Prince, and the Infernal Cannon, and Hellforged weapons. So yeah, no major difference here. And his stats are also relatively the same. So yeah, nothing different there at all. He already has the Khorne word added in. So does it add the strength? Yes, you have strength 10 and strength 8 there on your Hellforged weapons. So other than that, yeah, pretty cool. We've got some specific and unique word rules for the Khorne version. And they both have Deadly Demise finally there. So yeah, choose which one you want. And it even shows how to make the Chaos ones. You've got this nice sort of Chewbacca-esque face with horns. And you can give him the axe for a little bit of a different weapon. So pretty cool. He's actually in the newest World Eater Combat Patrol, so if you want to, you can build this one here as the Heretic Astartes, and if you want to get yourself the new World Eater Combat Patrol to add to the one we're getting in the collection, you can add yourself Daemon Prince anyway. Moving on to the Howling Banshees, so we see what they got. We got the Banshee masks, we got the Exarch there with the 2 power swords, we got the Aspect Shrine there, and they come with shuriken pistols and power weapons. So we can roll on their naming table. We don't actually have that for the Daemon Prince, which is kind of annoying. Would have been nice. But I suppose it depends on whether you're Heretic or World Eater 1. You'll have to roll on different tables. But yeah, we can name our unit there, which is pretty cool. And we've got all of their rules. So we do actually have all the different weapons options here. So if you want to, you can either give your Exarch the twin swords or the Triskele, which is the shuriken weapon, and the Executioner glaive. So we actually have her with the mirror swords, which are 4 attacks, 2+, strength 4, -2 and 2 damage. Then every other Banshee has a Banshee blade, which are 2 attacks, 2+, strength 4, -2 and 2 damage. Yeah, you can give the Howling Banshee Exarch's blade can be swapped with one of the following, either an Executioner or a Triskele. The Howling Banshee Exarch Shuriken Pistol and Banshee Blade can be replaced with Mirror Swords. For every 5 models, it can contain 1 Aspect Shrine. Got a pretty cool stat line here. So there's a 5+ invulnerable save against shooting, but a 4+ in combat, which is pretty cool. So we have movement of 8, toughness of 3, 4+ armor, 1 wound on basic Banshee, 2 wounds on the Exarch, leadership of 6, and objective control of 1. So they have the fight first rule, they have battle focus faction ability, they are acrobatic, so they can charge in a turn in which they advance or fell back, so pretty cool. They have the Aspect Shrine token, so once per battle you can use this token to change the result of one hit roll to an unmodified 6. After that, remove the token. Composition is 1 Banshee Exarch and 4 to 9 Banshees. Oh yeah, there we go. Pretty cool, nice little bit to add to your collection. You can use the datasheet in the mission provided later in the magazine or in friendly games with your opponent's mission. Then we got Dark Coronation, our exclusive mission. So the Eldar are sent to stop the Chaos Space Marines from awakening a Dark Demon Prince. And here's the force. So we have the Farseer, Wraithlord, 10 Guardians, and 6 Wind Riders, plus the Banshees. Then the Chaos Space Marines, we get the Dark Apostle, Legionnaires, Havocs, Hellbrute, and then the Demon Prince. So he comes in later on, I'm guessing, but because it says see right. So set up the battlefield using the rules found in the Combat Patrol missions. Next, deploy your armies using the rules found in the Combat Patrol missions. For this battle, the Aeldari attackers, so you get 2 deployment zones. And the Chaos Space Marines are the defenders, who get a chunky 4 deployment squares there. Also use the rules to determine which player gets first turn, so roll off as normal. Ascension, do not deploy the Demon Prince at the beginning of the battle. Instead, at the beginning of the Chaos Space Marine's third turn, remove the Dark Apostle from the battlefield if it's already been slain, skip this step. And then set up your Demon Prince as close to the centre of the battlefield as possible, more than 1 inch from enemy units. So yeah, you want to make sure you keep your Dark Apostle alive, so screen him off from the enemy assault. Starting on the second turn onwards, you score 5 points for each objective marker you control, so the Chaos Space Marines will pretty much control all 3 at the start of the game, as they're in their deployment zone. In addition, the Chaos Space Marine player receives 15 points if the Demon Prince is alive, and the Aeldari player will score 15 if it is slain. So there we have it. Right, I'll bring everything back in, give you my final thoughts on this, and of course I'll throw the pricing up as well. So there we have it, that's our look at Premium Kit 2, and yeah, it's an impressive little premium kit. The Demon Prince is going to be a nice towering addition to your Chaos Space Marine army, and the exclusive battle really shows you how the Demon Princes do come into reality, often taking over the body of a well-deserved champion of Chaos. And yeah, it shows it by sacrificing a Dark Apostle on turn 3 to bring in the Demon Prince, which is pretty cool. So it's a challenging mission because you've got to make sure your Dark Apostle survives, otherwise, yeah, from turn 3 onwards you are on the back foot. Other than that though, you do get the awesome kits, great value there because they are both pricey kits. I believe the Howling Banshees are £40 and the Demon Prince I think is £57, 50-ish. He's a pretty pricey kit, but he's massive, he deserves a high price point, I guess. It's nice that you do get all the extra bits, so you can dedicate your Demon Prince to one specific Chaos God if you want to. Or you can, yeah, go undivided like the magazine shows you to, which is pretty cool. Paint guides then are really good, actually. Nice in-depth masterclass level paint guides, as we know from the previous premium kit. It gives us a little bit of an insight how we're going to be finishing off our Aeldari collection later on down the road when it comes to adding all the detail to those Aeldari runes, especially on the Farseer's sculpted base. And yeah, all in all, just a really great kit. So paying for your subscription premium, you pay £2 extra each issue. So over the course of 20 issues, that's going to be a £40 build up. For this box, it's well deserved. It's a 40% saving-ish. You're paying for the Banshees effectively, so you get the Demon Prince for free, and he's, yeah, easily the biggest half of the box, so you might even be looking at about a 60% saving. All in all, though, pretty good. So yeah, paint guide's fun. The fact that we get rules for either a Demon Prince of Khorne or Undivided is pretty good as well, so you can, if you want, save up and use this guy for your World Eaters, or add it into your Black Legion. Me, personally, it's going to be a Slaaneshi Demon Prince for me. It'll add to my current Emperor's Children. I may even have to pick up another one at some point just to add to my Black Legion, as I don't really have one for my Black Legion yet. So yeah, might have to get one and follow the paint guide eventually, so who knows. All in all though, really this has just been a great little premium kit, nice addition to the collection, gives us some extra units to play around with. The fact you get the full rules of the Banshees is pretty good, so if you want to, you can equip the different weapons to the champion. So you got either the glaive there or the Triskele, which is pretty cool. So yeah, nice little addition to our Combat Patrol collections. And once we've built up the issues from this delivery, we'll have the 2 combat patrols needed to play through that scenario. So yeah, we might actually be able to see these in action soon. Like I said, I'm going to be adding most of mine though to my own personal armies, so I probably will play through the scenarios, but again, like with the Tyranids one and the Space Marine one, it's going to have to be in my own personal collection of models, as I've painted these guys up in a different colour scheme to what the magazine shows. So I've got them pretty much battle ready. I just need to add some extra highlights and details, and then I'll be able to film the first Premium Kits battle report. And who knows, I might be able to get these guys done by the time we get Premium Kit 3. Yeah, I think I'm going to go build the Daemon Prince soon. He'll be a nice addition to my Emperor's Children, and I'm going to start editing these 2 videos together. So the unboxing for the delivery, which is going to have to be heavily edited, or well, probably will have done by this time. I want to get that one done first, and then this video will be up shortly after that. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say. So yeah, great delivery, definitely a solid 5 out of 5, I think, for the premium kit rating. Really do love their premium collection paint guides, nicely detailed. Really feels like a premium sort of service, a masterclass if you will. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what the other ones will be in the future. And the fact that we're starting the 2 new combat patrols very soon is also going to be interesting. I must admit they're the 2 that I'm not that interested in out of the entire collection. I will probably paint them, and come the end of the collection, I will probably sell them off. Same for Cadians. Not really bothered with Cadians. The Rogal Dawn will be nice to add to my Krieg though. So yeah, but that's quite a few deliveries away yet. So as I said, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comment section what you're doing with your Daemon Prince and Banshees. And all that's left for me to say is thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time on more Combat Patrol Carnage. Goodbye.